Welcome back to Main Street Living. Well, the COVID-19 pandemic has been hard on businesses, especially small businesses. And how do we know how to move forward from here? Well, joining us now with some advice is Jim Shortle. He's the Senior Director of Business Continuity with Cox Communications. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Well, good afternoon. Thanks so much for having me.
Sure. So the COVID-19 pandemic is not going away anytime soon. So at this point in the crisis, what should businesses be thinking about?
Well, the pandemic will be with us, unfortunately, until there is a widespread vaccine available and well circulated throughout the population. So first, I would focus on table stakes is be compliant to open your business. There are often local city or county requirements or requirements at the state level to ensure the safety of people and employees. So that's table stakes. But there are great resources available through the Centers for Disease Control and local and state public health to make sure that you're keeping your employees safe.
Mhm.
Also be mindful of employee needs around other impacts, such as if schools are closed and there's childcare impacts, or the impact of multiple people trying to telework or telelearn at the same time. Keep customer safety at front of mind. Think about that large population of people that the CDC considers to be high risk, and understand they may not want to interact unless they can do so in a very highly safe environment. What have you adopted as your new normal? What are things that you perhaps recognize that you needed to get done and maybe want to rush to completion before we have our next pandemic wave? And
Mhm.
finally, keep what's working. Many businesses are finding that teleworkers are more productive and have higher employee satisfaction. So you may not want to go back to the old way you did things.
Right. It's true that you're saying that. I mean, things have changed and possibly forever. It definitely is a new normal. So moving forward, I mean, I know businesses have to have a new process, new plans. What about technology? How do you keep up and move forward with all these changes?
Well, it's a great question. And keep in mind that history has shown us that pandemics typically come at us in 2 to 3 waves, up to several years in duration, if there isn't a vaccine out there. So do plan for the worst and take advantage of technology. So make sure you've got a robust technology tool set to aid your business. Do you have a telephony system with advanced features that will allow those customers that want to interact with you that way to have their calls processed quickly and efficiently? People are making more phone calls now than they used to. The numbers are showing that. From a online presence standpoint, do you have a web presence, and does that presence allow your customers to learn about your business, to interact with your business? Do you have a web chat function that many people would use to engage with your business? Do you have a mobile app? We know that that really is the wave of the future. People want to connect via their mobile devices. And finally, what other channels are out there that you might bring your business to the marketplace? Do you have an offering that you could promote out to an Amazon.com, to an eBay, to an Angie's List, or many other of those kind of business to customer web environments?
I'm glad that you mentioned all of that technology. I mean, you said the phones and everybody, we're all on our smartphones 24/7 right now. And so you have to have all this. It's crucial for businesses to stay afloat. You got to have the app, you got to have the chat function, everything that you mentioned there. And let's say you're a small business owner. What is one thing that you would want to do differently after going through COVID-19?
Well, I guess first and foremost, always keep employees and customers at top of mind. Make sure that you're able to address their needs to continue working safely for you, and you've accommodated what's going on perhaps outside the business environment. We recommend, rather than driving yourself crazy planning for every single threat out there, do an all hazards approach. How do you handle impacts to your people and your customers? How would you handle an impact to your facilities? How would you handle an impact to communications or your network? And finally, what are your most critical business processes that you want to continue?
Yeah, disaster preparedness is so important moving forward for any business. Any last thoughts before we go?
Um, well, I guess I would encourage everyone to go out there and take advantage of the vast array of real-time services that are available. There are great weather monitoring websites and emergency management websites that can alert you to threats, provide you with planning information, provide you with situational intelligence. Take advantage of your industry and trade associations as a way to benchmark and get best practices. Take advantage of colleges and universities that have business resource centers. And then finally, your chambers of commerce are a great way to interact with your community and other businesses.
All really good information. I'm sure a lot of people were taking notes there. Thank you so much, Jim, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.